The true transformation happens when you reprogram your mind and body to live in a new reality, independent of your external environment. By doing so, you stop being a victim of circumstances and become the creator of your life. Joe Dispenza. The science behind personal transformation is deeply rooted in how our brains and bodies work, and how we can consciously reprogram them to create new realities. Every day, our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors shape what we call our life. However, many of these actions and feelings are automated, based on memories of the past. To truly transform who you are and what you experience, you must understand that we are moldable beings, both mentally and physically. Our brain possesses an amazing ability called neuroplasticity, meaning it constantly creates and reorganizes neural networks in response to new experiences, learning, and even thoughts. Each new thought creates a neural connection. When we repeat those thoughts, the connections strengthen, forming automatic patterns that govern our behavior. So, if you want to change your life, you need to start by changing those patterns. This happens by breaking the old neural circuits, those linked to fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs, while creating new ones that support a new mindset and emotional state. Personal transformation starts with the understanding that your mind and body are programmable. We all have habits, behaviors, and thoughts we repeat daily, many of which are unconscious. They're so deeply ingrained that they become automatic. But science shows us that these patterns are not permanent. By becoming aware of these mental and emotional habits and practicing new ways of thinking and feeling, we can literally change who we are. For this to happen, we need to understand how the body and brain work together. Every thought triggers a biochemical reaction in the brain, releasing neurotransmitters that send messages to our body, creating an emotional response. For instance, when we think of something stressful, the brain releases hormones like cortisol, putting the body in a state of alert. If these stressful thoughts are repeated daily, the body becomes accustomed to this state of being, and eventually, we start living in chronic stress, even without real external threats. Personal transformation begins when we become aware of this cycle and choose to break it. This is done by replacing thoughts that generate stress, fear, or doubt with thoughts that promote elevated emotions such as gratitude, joy, and love. When you start thinking differently, you create new synapses in the brain, new neural pathways. Over time and with repetition, these new synapses strengthen, and the old patterns that supported stress and anxiety begin to weaken. This is neuroplasticity in action, the brain's ability to reprogram itself to sustain a new way of being. However, for this transformation to be truly effective, it's not enough to just change the way we think. We must also change the emotions we feed daily. Science shows that our thoughts directly affect our emotions, and in turn, our emotions create our state of being. If you spend most of your time reliving negative emotions from the past, such as fear, anger, or sadness, you will continue perpetuating that emotional state in your body, even if external circumstances have changed. Every emotion we feel triggers a series of chemical responses in our body. Emotions like anger, fear, and resentment activate our sympathetic nervous system, releasing stress hormones and keeping our body in a constant state of alert. On the other hand, elevated emotions like gratitude, joy, and compassion activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which relaxes the body, strengthens the immune system, and promotes healing. Therefore, true personal transformation happens when you learn to change your emotional state, regardless of what's happening in your external environment. Practices like meditation, for example, have proven to be powerful tools for this. Scientific studies show that regular meditation changes brain structures, increasing the density of gray matter in areas responsible for emotional regulation and self-awareness. Additionally, meditation promotes coherence between the heart and brain. When the heart's rhythm and the brain's electrical patterns are in harmony, the body enters a state of balance, facilitating healing and transformation. Another important aspect of personal transformation science is the concept of epigenetics. Traditionally, It was believed that our genes largely determined our health, behavior, and destiny. However, recent studies in epigenetics show that our genes don't control our lives in a fixed way. They are influenced by our environment, thoughts, emotions, and the lifestyle we choose. In other words, you have the power to turn on or turn off certain genes depending on how you live your life. When you change your thoughts and emotions, you start signaling different chemical responses in your body, which in turn alters genetic expression. This means that by transforming your mindset and emotional state, you can directly influence your health and well-being. We are not victims of our genetics. On the contrary, we have the ability to take control and become co-creators of our own body and life. This discovery completely changes our understanding of health and transformation. If we once believed we were stuck with inherited genetic patterns, we now know we can change them. Our thoughts and emotions are powerful tools that directly affect the biology of our body. By consistently practicing a higher mindset, accompanied by emotions like gratitude and love, we are literally shaping our body to reflect this new state of being. Moreover, the science of quantum physics shows us that we are more than just physical beings. At the quantum level, everything in the universe is energy, and this energy is influenced by our consciousness. Every thought and every emotion emits an energetic vibration that interacts with the quantum field around us. This field, which contains all possibilities, responds to your vibrations, attracting experiences that match your energetic frequency. If you are constantly vibrating in negative emotions like fear, scarcity, or insecurity, you are sending a clear message to the quantum field, and consequently, attracting more experiences that reflect that state of being. On the other hand, when you vibrate in elevated emotions like joy, love, and gratitude, you tune into the field of infinite possibilities, attracting experiences and people that align with this new state. This is where the science of personal transformation connects with conscious creation. By changing your thoughts, you alter your emotional state, which changes your vibrational frequency. And by maintaining this new state, you start interacting with the quantum field in a completely new way. This explains why people who dedicate themselves to transforming their internal states begin attracting synchronicities, opportunities, and changes that once seemed impossible. They have aligned their bodies and minds with a new reality, and thus attracted that reality to themselves. Ultimately, the science behind personal transformation shows that we are co-creators of our lives, that our minds, emotions, and bodies are deeply interconnected, and that we can use this knowledge to create a new reality. The process of transformation begins with the power to change our thoughts, which reconfigure our brain and body, and culminates in creating a new vibrational frequency that interacts with the field of infinite possibilities. Thus, true personal transformation is not a one-time event or a simple change in behavior. It's a profound process of mental and emotional reprogramming that requires practice, dedication, and patience. But when you master this process, the power to create the life you desire is fully in your hands. Science increasingly shows that we are not victims of circumstances, but rather conscious creators of our reality, capable of influencing our body, mind, and the universe around us in profound and transformative ways. Based on all these discoveries, we can affirm that personal transformation is a journey of reconnecting with inner power, and science gives us the tools to understand how this process works. When we talk about reprogramming the mind and body, we are not dealing with mere abstractions. We are talking about real, proven biological mechanisms within our reach. By mastering these mechanisms, we begin to unlock unimaginable creative potential. A central aspect of this journey is learning to move from survival mode, where many people operate, into creation mode. When we are in survival mode, our bodies are constantly in a state of alert. Chronic stress, daily pressure, and fear of future threats trigger the release of chemicals like cortisol, which hinders our ability to grow and transform. This happens because, in this state, the body is focused on responding to immediate challenges as if it were in a constant fight for survival. In this mode, most of the body's energy is directed toward basic survival functions, leaving little room for creativity, expansion, and regeneration. This means that as long as we remain in this cycle, our ability to create a new reality is blocked. The key to breaking this pattern, however, is creating an internal state of balance, where the body and mind can function optimally. This requires cultivating coherence between the heart and brain. Heart coherence occurs when the heart's rhythms align with the brain's rhythms, creating a state of harmony throughout the body. Scientific studies show that in this state, our ability to make decisions, create and attract new experiences increases significantly. When the heart is in coherence, it sends powerful signals to the brain that activate areas responsible for creative thinking and higher perception. And since the heart's electromagnetic field is much stronger than the brain's, it emits the strongest energetic vibration into the quantum field. Now let's dive deeper into the importance of elevated emotion in this personal transformation process. Often, people try to change their lives by focusing solely on altering their thoughts, which on its own is insufficient. It's essential to understand that emotions are the fuel that gives life to thoughts. Without emotion, thoughts are merely concepts, and it's through emotions that intentions become vibrations, which then interact with the quantum field. If you think about abundance but feel fear of scarcity, the message you are sending to the field is conflicting, and the result will be the continuation of scarcity. This is because the quantum field responds more to emotional vibration than to the thought itself. Real change, then, comes when we align our thoughts and emotions. If you can think about the future you desire and at the same time feel the emotions associated with it, like gratitude, joy, love, and fulfillment, you begin to create a clear resonance in the quantum field. By deeply and genuinely feeling these emotions, you are telling your body that this future already exists. The body begins to respond to these emotions as if the event has already happened, releasing chemicals that generate that internal experience. And gradually, your body begins to vibrate in this new reality, attracting people, circumstances, and opportunities aligned with that emotional state. Another crucial point is that this alignment between thought and emotion must be sustained over time. Personal transformation is not an instant process, nor does it occur through a single event. It is the result of repetition, practice, and persistence. Your brain doesn't create new neural circuits in one day. It needs to be trained repeatedly to adopt new patterns of thinking and behavior. Likewise, your body, which may be accustomed to living in a state of stress, needs time to adjust to a new state of being, where elevated emotions like gratitude and compassion become the norm. This is why the daily practice of visualization, meditation, and emotional elevation is so important. Each day you consciously dedicate time to visualizing the future you want, and feeling the emotions of that future. You are consolidating new neural circuits. What initially requires conscious effort starts becoming automatic. Your brain begins to rewire itself to think and act according to this new state. Similarly, your body, which may be used to living in states of fear or anxiety, starts adjusting to the elevated emotions you are cultivating. This brings us to an even deeper concept. The true power of personal transformation comes from living in the present, with the mind tuned to the future we wish to create. Often we are prisoners of the past, reliving old traumas, hurts, and regrets, or we project our fears and anxieties into the future. But the only real moment is the now. It is in the present that we have the power to shape who we are and who we want to be. When you learn to live in the present, with a sense of gratitude and love, you are living in alignment with the quantum field of infinite possibilities. The science of the mind, biology, and quantum physics teaches us that the power of creation lies in the now. When you let go of past thoughts and future worries and decide to tune into elevated emotions in the present, you start attracting the future you desire. This process, which may seem mysterious, is actually deeply rooted in the principles of quantum physics. At the subatomic level, everything is energy and information, and this energy is influenced by our consciousness, that is, by how we think and feel. By living in the present, with clear intentions and elevated emotions, you are literally altering the energetic matrix of the quantum field. A powerful example of this can be seen in the field of physical healing. More and more studies have shown that the power of the mind and emotions can directly affect the body's health. When a person can move out of emotional states of stress and fear and start cultivating states of gratitude and love, the body enters a mode of self-regeneration. The immune system strengthens, inflammation decreases, and the body begins to heal from chronic conditions. This happens because the body is always responding to the mind's and emotions' instructions. If you tell your body, through thoughts and emotions, that it is safe and healthy, it responds accordingly, activating internal healing mechanisms. The science behind this is clear. The brain and body are not separate entities, but rather one interconnected network of energy and information. When you change your mindset, your body responds physically and vice versa. Therefore, true personal transformation is a holistic process involving both the mind and body and the quantum field around us. Everything is interconnected, and when you learn to align these forces, you activate a creative power that can transform not only your mind, but your entire physical reality. In the end, the science behind personal transformation shows us that we have far more control over our lives than we often believe. We are not victims of our environment, our genes, or our past. We are co-creators of our experiences, and what defines our lives is how we choose to think and feel in each moment. By understanding the principles of neuroscience, epigenetics, and quantum physics, we can empower ourselves to create a new reality, a reality that reflects our highest potential. The challenge, of course, is to maintain this level of awareness and intention in a world that constantly pulls us back into old patterns. But the daily practice of mindfulness, meditation, visualization, and emotional elevation can keep us on the path of transformation. When we master these practices, we begin to live in alignment with the highest version of ourselves. And that is when the true magic happens. It's not just about changing what we think, it's about changing who we are at our core. And when we do that, the world around us changes as well. This is the science behind personal transformation, a continuous journey of self-mastery, where mind, body, and spirit work in harmony to create a reality that reflects our true power as conscious creators.